I don't even know how the fuck we're gonna start this, but I've hit the
I
button.
mean, I think we just start it by jumping into the conversation.
Which fucking conversation are we starting with? Your bullshit or my
Well,
definite bullshit?
well, I mean, I don't know. I think the whole like thing that we had or that I had idea wise for the conversation was just
It's
to
the
go back
fact.
and forth talking about how I had taking one of my favorite games, Hollow Knight, and then adding to it with a sequel for Silksong, and it was really good. And then we were gonna have you taking one of your favorite games, Legends Arceus, getting an edition, which is Legends ZA, and that being really, really bad.
There's a
But you
problem
now have
now.
a new opinion.
There's a problem now.
You
I
have a
think
new
the
opinion.
game's kind of fun.
Yeah, and that was the thing where I told you to
However,
save it. So I think I think you can go in with that.
however,
Giant stipulation here.
I hate the fact that the game looks the way it does. The game runs well, which is surprising. On the Switch 1, it runs fucking beautifully. I'm not gonna lie, dude. It's one of the best performing Pokemon games that I've played in a while. Um,
Really?
and that includes
Well,
like
to be fair, that's not a high bar.
Legends. I mean, like the DS games ran at 60 FPS. I know that
Right.
I don't normally go off of frame rate. I go off of smoothness. So as long as there's not jitters or slowdowns, it's normally fine.
Yeah.
Fucking Sword and Shield had slowdown all the fucking time.
I
And you know
know
what? You want to get
Scarlet and
some anger
Violet
out
did
of
as
me?
well.
We can go into how the fucking mainline games, we haven't had a good one since X and fucking Y.
You know, I'm a stay silent because when they add
so,
additions to the games I play, they're really good.
I'm so fucking upset. Dude, I I can't talk on Sun and Moon because I haven't played through Sun and Moon. But Sun and Moon's a
Yeah.
lot of fucking cutscenes for the beginning. And it's a goddamn
Mhm.
3DS game for it to be all these cutscenes, okay? You start the game and it's like an hour of tutorial before you even get to play the game. It's a fucking Pokemon game. I select a move, I have it attack, and I throw balls at things to catch them. I don't need you to skull fuck every single thing into my fucking mind. I don't need all this bullshit for one fucking game. Sword and Shield slightly fixed that by making sure there was no fucking story at all.
Didn't come through on the mic, but I did hit the button for you.
What fucking button? Oh, thanks, bud. I can see the light. That's funny.
I know.
But fucking Sword and Shield is a game that's like supposed to be like talking about this prehistoric battle between the two dogs and this giant beast that came from the sky. The entire time, you're not hearing any of this fucking story other than, oh, here's a picture on the wall that depicts the story about a battle that took place many years ago on, I think it's called The Darkest Day. I'm just like, cool. Am I gonna hear anything about what this day had happened? No? Okay, cool. Well, on to the next fucking gym, where Hop's gonna be there being a fucking idiot because he doesn't have any character in this game other than just sitting there and having the same animations as the characters in Sun and fucking Moon.
You
And
know,
go ahead.
I hate to cut you off because I see you're ranting and this is hilarious because I love seeing you get angry.
Uh-huh.
But here's a curiosity thing because you're pointing this out and it made me realize something. When did this game come out? Like Sword and Shield.
2018, 17, somewhere around there.
Okay, so it was for the Switch.
It was
correct?
made for the Switch.
Okay, so the reason I ask this is it was giving me the vibe of Breath of the Wild,
Where it
where
was
with
made for
Breath
the
of the
Wii U and then
Wild.
got moved to the Switch.
Well, no. Here was my point with that was Breath of the Wild. It doesn't tell you the story of the calamity outright. It tells you the story of the calamity, at least in the required sections, through, like you say, a small cutscene that mostly just shows pictures depicting what happened, calling it the calamity.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing. With Breath of the Wild, they add on to that with optional things for memories, where you can go through and unlock Link's memories because he was given like amnesia basically,
Mm-hmm.
and you can go back through and unlock his memories, which gives you recounts and gives you a better understanding of what happened during the calamity. They didn't do that, I'm guessing.
No, they did not. No, they did not. So here is everything they do for the entirety of the game to tell you about the story. Okay. You wake up. You walk outside. You go down a field. There's a dog that happens to cross your path and walks into the woods. You go get your first Pokemon. You do about 4 fucking gyms and then find a picture on the wall of a thing that has been destroyed. You look at this picture, the professor tells you that, oh, this is a representation of the darkest day, and then you go to the next 4 fucking gyms. And then at that final gym, during the last battle, is whenever Chairman Skullfuck decides that, hey, here's the time where I'm going to show you my giant plan, where he unleashes Eternatus to cause the darkest day to return. Of which you go beat the shit out of his secretary, go up to the top, you do go into the woods where you saw the dogs, where you don't find anything but a sword and a shield. Oh, hey, look, the title shit. Where you go up then to the top where you see Eternatus coming out of the sky, then the 2 dogs show up with their scuffed as fuck animations, where instead of having them turn like a dog, they turn like, and then these 2 dogs fight with you and Hop to beat down Eternatus, and then Eternatus you catch it in a Pokeball and it goes away. That is the entire story of Pokemon Sword and Shield. I have told you absolutely everything that has happened story-wise in that whole fucking thing. There's also, unlike any other of the fucking games, there's normally a team of something that is bad. There's Team Galactic, Team Plasma, Team Magma.
Aqua, Magma,
yeah. So in this one, you have Team Yell. And all they do is cheer on Marine.
So they yell.
Yes! That's all they fucking do. That's all they do because they're all henchmen of her brother, who is a gym leader. So they do nothing other than cheer on this girl, who is, by the way, as unfortunate as it is for this game, one of the best designed Pokemon trainers they've ever done. And she's stuck in this shithole of a game. Where she barely gets to do anything. Which, by the way, this game still doesn't have voice acting, which is a minor inconvenience, but it's fucking on the Switch.
Like, okay, yeah, I was going to make, like, a point of, like, oh, well, Pokemon doesn't have to be, but then I was like, but they made Breath of the Wild fully voice acted.
Yeah.
And Tears of the Kingdom fully voice acted.
Yeah. We just recently learned that Nintendo only gives a couple mil of budget to Game Freak to make these fucking games. And that's why they don't get voice actors. Because they can't afford it!
Oh, man. I am so glad that I am not a Pokemon fan.
I haven't even gotten started with Scarlet and Violet.
I know. And that's the thing, is, like, I'm so glad that I'm not a Pokemon fan, so that I cannot be that level of angry and disappointed. Because the closest I get, right, is having, like, I don't know, what's a game where I was, like, kind of disappointed at it?
I don't know, any Sonic game?
I'm not a Sonic fan really either.
I know. That's the thing though, is that you're kind of like I am nowadays, where picking up a game, I will like this or I will not. You don't pick up games thinking that, oh, I won't like it, so I'm gonna try it.
Here's the thing, right? It's not a thing of I will like it or I will not. It's I pick up games that either they look interesting, I've heard the name, and that's about it about. Or I've seen someone else play it or talk about it to a point where I'm like, huh, this sounds like an interesting thing, and I pick it up. Example being, Risk of Rain, I know nothing about. All I knew was that it was a roguelike, and I only thought about picking it up because it was talked about on a podcast I listened to. And I was like, you know what, sure, why not? And then King brought it up, and we both bought it, and we love the game.
It's fun.
But that was the whole thing of me buying that.
I completely forgot something about Sword and Shield.
Okay, lay it on me.
So, everything I just said could be
Yes.
excused if they gave me one thing that has been in every Pokemon game. You've probably experienced it because you did play through a couple of them, though I'm not sure how far you did in terms of the side stuff. But in every game, there is places you can go to that are off the beaten path, where you can find some sort of hidden Pokemon that is a legendary that you can pick up. Like in Diamond and Pearl, there's the cave that's off the sideway of the pathway going down from Jubilife City, where you can find Giratina. Or going to the island lets you get Cresselia.
Okay, yeah. I've experienced that, I think, once, technically, if you really want to think about it. So here's the thing, right? My biggest extent of playing a Pokemon game, and like playing it, was Infinite Fusion, which is not a mainline Pokemon game at all. It's a fan game, but it's
it's Fire
like
Red.
a mix of everything. It's Fire Red and Gold.
Yeah.
Together.
It's Fire Red.
Well, it's Gold in the final act of it. But I've picked up all of the legendaries in that, which
means you went
none
off.
of them are required. There was only one legendary I missed, and it was due to me failing at save scumming.
Yeah, which means you realized you had to go off the beaten path to find this Pokemon. And you were like, I'm going to go catch this Pokemon. And it gave you the fun of getting to explore an area that you didn't have to for the main story.
Correct.
And sometimes it'll show you things lore-wise. Like, we didn't know about Giratina being anything other than he was banished from being able to do his job, basically, until Platinum, which expanded upon the story, where it showed Giratina's Distortion World and all that shit. But what I was getting at, Sword and Shield, they decided to try something. They wanted to try the wild area, which is a fucking box. It's a square land where wild Pokemon roam around, and you can go into these things called Dynamax raids, which are holes in the fucking ground, where you and 3 other people, normally NPCs, will fight this giant fuck and try and take it down. And then try and catch it at the end of it, normally with special things. They brought this back in Scarlet and Violet, which I'll get into later because I think they did it better there.
I think I've seen the one in Scarlet and Violet. Is that where
that's the crowns.
It's like there's there was like the giant like EX evolution of a Pokemon or something like that.
It's called terrestrialization. Is what that is.
Yes, I've seen that. Okay.
And I think they did better with terrestrialization than they did with Gigantamax. Gigantamax was them trying to bring back Mega Evolution without bringing back Mega Evolution, which they brought back Mega Evolution in the game that I was originally going to yell about today. I haven't gotten to where it is, but I've seen it. It looks good. Some of the fucking Mega Evolutions are stupid as shit. But outside of this fucking wild area, which is a fucking square that leads to fucking nowhere, the entire game is going south to north on a straight fucking line. There is no diverging paths. There is no secrets in the fucking game. There's nowhere you can go without paying an extra $40 fucking dollars or $20 or $40 for the stupid DLC that leads you to somewhere that finally brings you to something enjoyable that I refused to buy because of how shit Sword and Shield was. The entire game is fight gym, fight gym, fight gym, high hop, fight gym, fight gym, fight gym, end of game. That's the whole fucking game. There's no secrets, there's nothing fun to find, there's no fun battles, there's no memorable battles or songs or anything. I can't even remember anything other than the fact that there was a Snorlax blocking the bridge, which made me think of fucking Red and Blue whenever you had to do the Poke Flute, except for this one was level 40 and just fucked your shit.
Oh, you just had to fight it? Oh,
Yeah,
that's dumb.
and you could
That's
not
dumb.
catch it if you threw a. Oh my god! Oh, I forgot about this until now. If you threw a fucking Pokeball at a Pokemon that was underleveled for you, it didn't just let you try and catch it, and oh, it's a little too high level, so it may disobey you or something like that. No, it just told you no. It just said you're not high
Really?
enough leveled.
What?
If I recall correctly, that is what the fucking game did. If I do recall correctly, another thing is that in the old games, Pokemon up to a certain level traded would be the ones that would have problems. I just got to a gym, and someone traded me a level 100 Pokemon, and I just got to the first gym, I would have so much trouble with this Pokemon obeying me throughout the entire time I had it. But if I caught a Pokemon that was high leveled, it would obey me no matter what, because I caught your ass.
Right.
In this game, if you have a Pokemon, it does not fucking matter how you got it. If it's too high leveled, it will not obey shit. You also just can't catch it. Which was bullshit.
Yeah.
There's been a single other fucking Pokemon game it's been like that. The only thing that is in the new games that other people are bitching about that I actually enjoy is the new EXP share, because I hate grinding. Except for in Legends Arceus, that game is worth grinding for.
Mm-hmm.
I still never reached level 100 with that one.
I mean, that's one of those things where you don't really need to, right?
I've only ever done it once.
Yeah, that's fair. You know, I've been really trying to think of like a parallel to draw between like a game where, like you're saying, where it's such an insanely linear progression where it's like killing you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm trying so hard to go back in my brain and find a game where it has that super linear progression to a point where I dislike it.
Mm-hmm.
But my problem with that is, I don't think there's a game in at least recent memory that I can think of that comes to that.
That is go point A,
Other
point B,
than,
is done.
Yeah, because so here's the thing. For me personally, on my first playthrough of a game, unless it is something that I really example, okay, I'm going to give this example. You've not played this game yet, but it's what it is. In Expedition, I did a lot of the side content willingly. That is a shocker for me, because most games on a first playthrough, unless I know what the side content gives, I don't go out of my way to do it.
Yeah.
Because I like to play and experience the story that they give you in its full effect, so I can base the game based off of that. So that's why I kind of had mixed opinions on Xenoblade 3 when some people thought it was a really good game because they did the side content. I didn't do the side content. I just followed the main story. And the main story left a lot to be like it left a lot that I could have desired. Yeah, thank you for finishing my sentence. I really was blanking on that word. But with a game like Expedition, I went out of my way to do the side content. But the point I'm trying to go on here is I already, as a person, go through just doing the very linear path of progression in any game, really.
Mm-hmm.
So having a game where I complain about it only being linear progression is very difficult for me.
If I'll be honest with you, I am half tempted to just show you the map for Sword and Shield at some point.
I mean, I can look it up here.
Because when I say linear progression, at least in Expedition, you're probably looking at pretty environments with things you can do in these lands.
Correct. Oh
and
my.
Things like that. This is a straight fucking path!
It is actually a straight. Why is it just like a rectangle island? What?
What happens when Pokemon takes place in the fucking UK?
Oh no. Here, I can do Expedition 33, not 22, 33 overworld map.
Game should have never left fucking Paris.
Where's the full map? I'm trying to find a thing where it shows at least a good bit of the map. But the map is so huge that it's very difficult. There we go. Sort of. I will share my screen.
Just send me the picture on Signal.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
because it'll fuck up my recording.
Yeah, true. This is that's the interactive map. Is there there? Yes. So very oddly similar. However, very, very pretty things. Signal Habif. So there's the map for Expedition 33.
Pretty.
It is very pretty.
I
that
can't show
is
this
like
on
the
screen
drawn
because
map.
of your fucking name.
I know. Oh. Yeah. I forgot about my name on Signal.
You graduated. I had to change your name.
I know. Here.
Editor Poke.
Editor Poky. Boof. You're not gonna remember to do that at all.
No.
But yeah, anyone who's curious, you can look up the Expedition 33 map. It is very beautiful. But that is the map of Expedition 33, and it takes place like each of those little like colorful areas, like the red, the orange, the white, the random spots of green, all of the little islands, those are all places you can travel to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, there's a bunch of mountains, and the mountains are areas you can't really go to, but everything that looks like land with trees or most things like that, you can go to it. And the water alone is also traversable. Like, you can swim around the ocean and find little secret things. Really, really cool stuff. So to see it go from something like that, very beautiful, but can have very linear progression. Like when I did New Game Plus, I did very linear progression.
Goddamn line.
Straight line. and games can always be in a straight line, but when you force it to be a straight line, I can see
if there was
how that
anything to do other than fight a fucking gym going up this straight line, be fine with it.
Mm-hmm.
If I was learning about the history of, I don't even remember the fucking region's name, going up this fucking thing.
Apparently it's the Galar region.
That sounds about right. Galar. The
Galar.
Yeah, fucking. If I was learning about the Darkest Day, or about the lore of what happened here, or about why Dynamax exists, or anything other than walking from point A to point fucking B to get to the next gym, it'd be fine. And these complaints are gonna sound really funny if I get to bitch about Scarlet and Violet.
I mean, you have the time to.
Oh, I'm going to. But I'm going to take a peaceful moment real quick. Because there's a game to bitch about in between it, and there's a game that I get to praise in between it. Because in between Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet is when Legends Arceus came out. However, a couple months before Legends Arceus came out, we were blessed with the wonderful thing that is Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl.
Oh no.
AKA the shiny turd and the piece of piss.
The shiny shirt.
They didn't fucking change anything in these fucking games when they remade them. They didn't even they didn't even give us like, we were hoping for something like Oraz, where we got to explore the old region but with the mechanics of the new game. But no! We get to go back into Sinnoh and play the same fucking game with the same fucking battles and the same fucking Pokemon all over again. There's no Mega Evolution, there's no Gigantamax, there's nothing that makes the game seem interesting because all we're doing is the same fucking thing. And all they changed is the underground area, which thankfully they did because it's my favorite thing in the fucking game, and the only thing I fucking did that brought me any piece of joy in this, other than glitching the fuck out to go get Shaman before the mystery gift came out, which I don't even know if it ever came out for the Oaks letter. I don't know if they ever did anything for this fucking game. They didn't even fucking develop it themselves. They passed it off to the people who made Pokemon Home so they could make Legends Arceus, which thank fuck they did.
So, here's a curiosity thing for you.
Mm-hmm.
Are you not a fan of just remasters of a game?
I like remakes. I do not like remasters. I like it when the game... It's like okay, there's one exception to this, which is Xenoblade. because Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition fixed a lot of shit and made the game look nice. That's all it needed to do.
Yeah.
The problem
Yeah.
is they remade the Sinnoh games, and they didn't. There's 3 Sinnoh games that came out. There's Diamond, there's Pearl, then there's the one that everyone fucking loves, which is Platinum.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever they made...
Gotcha.
Yes, Pokemon Plantum. And when they made Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, they did remake it in a way that was... You're exploring Hoenn again, it's the same story, same everything, except for they brought Mega Evolution and Primal forms into the game to make the game seem a lot more fun. And then they brought the Delta episode, which is an entire thing in the after parts of the game that lets you have a whole other story that explains where Mega Evolution came from and why it's such a problem, as a meteorite is about to crush the fucking planet. And this meteorite contains Dioxys, which you go and fight with Rayquaza, kick the shit out of stuff. And they didn't do anything. They didn't put any of the Platinum content into Omega Ruby, or into Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. They didn't change anything. They didn't add anything. It's the same fucking game. Even in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, you had access to every Pokemon up to that generation. Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl was just, here's the Sinnoh Pokemon, go fuck yourself.
So, let me try and understand this to the best of my abilities. For you, your enjoyment of remaster, remake, whatever you want to call it,
Yeah,
is you want the same game
with
but
more
healthy additions.
Yes, I want more.
Okay, but if a game, again, like you use an example, Xenoblade is already as good as it's going to get, other than having graphical improvements, or in the case we got with Xenoblade being blessed with an additional DLC, that's just perfect.
Yeah, that's fine. That's
Okay.
the problem. They didn't put the shit that they did add to Diamond and Pearl and Platinum in the fucking game.
Yeah, see that's very understandable. It was hard for me to grasp that because as me as a person, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm going to use Bloodborne as my example because even though it's very similar to your Xenoblade example where it's like to me it's just a perfect game.
Yeah.
I would obviously everyone who loves Bloodborne, they beg for a remaster, a remake, something, a 60 FPS
port.
for the PS5 version, a port, something. Give us something, Sony. For the love of God, if you put it on Steam and let us mod it, I will. Anyway,
we found your Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah, honestly, you know what? Yeah, that is what it is for you. But it's like for me, I find that game so perfect to where I wouldn't want any additions to make it healthier. Like I don't think there's anything they need to change. The only thing they might need to change is the Chalice dungeons. But if they just make the Chalice dungeons less of just a weird, like FromSoft dungeon crawler, I'm okay with it. But I don't know. There's nothing I would really want to change. Like I think everything in there is perfect. So it's hard for me to look at it like you do, where it's I want this game to have meaningful improvements and not just be the copy paste.
Yeah.
Just on a different console.
Yeah. Oh
like,
fuck!
And go ahead.
I fucking forgot. Like another thing about comparing how they did Oraz and even Heart Gold Soul Silver. It's an amazing fucking game with a bunch of additional content, and it was a remake. But Oraz, another thing they did, and this is something that everyone that I knew who looked at the game bitched about immediately upon seeing the trailer for this. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, when they made it, they didn't just put a new coat of paint on it. They gave the game the look and feel of the game that was that generation, which was Pokemon X and Y. So that you had the circle pad that you could control with, and your character was properly proportioned as if it was from that, and the world was the same. So it was made to where they basically remade the entire world in the engine of Pokemon X and Y, so that it would look nice, as a 3DS game.
Mhm.
They remade on the Switch. They had done 2 remakes of a Pokemon game right now, technically. Pokemon Yellow, which is what they made Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu from,
Yeah.
which is they took the engine that was from Sun and Moon and made uh Pokemon Yellow on it with 2 different versions of it because Eevee's now a mascot, thank God. And they put it over to the new engine, and this was a test to see how it would do, but also a way to get people who are into Pokemon Go to have an easy entrance into the mainline games. Game was really fucking fun, and they added so much shit to it, and I loved that game to death. When they did the remake of Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, they didn't take Sword and Shield's engine and build Diamond and Pearl's world in it. They gave you the same view of the top-down view from Diamond and Pearl. Your fucking character is a tiny-ass chibi model. If you want to look this up, you can. Just want to look up any screenshot from Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl.
Yeah.
Everyone who looked at that went immediately, what the fuck? when they saw that. So because we were hoping for Oraz, where we would get Sword and Shield's engine running this fucking game.
Here's the thing for me, and I think maybe this is where, since I'm not a fan of like Pokemon,
yeah,
like I can't have that same like feel of, oh, I wish they did this instead of that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go to what I know, and kind of leading into what we talked about before with this conversation when I was still at work.
Mm-hmm.
Zelda, right? With Zelda, they made remakes for Link's Awakening.
Yeah.
For the Switch,
which is the same.
And
the same style.
Right. They then proceeded to use that style for other games they brought out. Example being, Echoes of Wisdom is in the Link's Awakening style.
Yeah.
Very Link's Awakening. And I'm a person who, and yes, this is a new IP. It's not like they took, I don't know, Link Between Worlds and remade it and used the Link's Awakening style. But they didn't change it. They could have very easily taken Link's Awakening and turned it into some weird Breath of the Wild like mixture thing. They could have easily done that.
Yeah.
But they didn't. They just made it new and then proceeded to make games in that same style later.
Yeah. The sad thing is me being who I am, if they did another remake of, like, let's say the next remake due is Black and White.
Yeah.
If they did a remake of Black and White, and I swear to God, if they skip Black and White 2 like they did Platinum, I will fucking scream. I don't even care if it's DLC. Just give it. But if they did Black and White in that same style, I probably wouldn't be as mad because Black and White was good on its own. It's the fact that Diamond and Pearl had so many issues with it. As much as I love the Sinnoh games to death, they had so many issues that Platinum had to come out to fix them. There's only 4 fucking fire types in the entire game, and Platinum added old ones in to fill in that void. Because of this, you had a fire type gym leader in Diamond and Pearl who only had 2 fucking fire type Pokemon.
Oh, that's weird.
All of his other ones, I believe, were steel type, but I could be wrong with it. It was an Elite Four member.
I'm sorry, it was an Elite Four member.
Yeah, they made a fire type Elite Four member who
isn't the Elite Four's whole thing, other than the champion, that they all have one type of Pokemon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they failed with that throughout the entire. Now they fixed it in Platinum. They gave everyone they put in Pokemon from previous games to make it so that Platinum that Sinnoh felt like it had more Pokemon in it. They made it to where it had the ability to get most of the fire type Pokemon in the game and added more fire types to be able to fill in that slot.
Mm-hmm.
And all those fixes were missing when they made this game again. Would have been fine. I would have been fine with the art style. I would have been fine with replaying the fucking game. It's the fact that all these fixes that they knew were a thing were just missing. They pissed on us by giving us the outfit from Platinum as the only reference to Platinum existing. At all. Well, customization of that game sucked. At least it existed, but it sucked.
Yeah.
However, the next game I get to talk about, that will be very short because it's basically just praising it. Had much worse customization in it, but I just fucking... It doesn't help that I know that that was just a holdover game because they were like, okay, everyone wants Sinnoh remakes, let's put this out so we can make our next Sinnoh game, which was Legends Arceus, have it to where you can play the previous game. And everyone was rejoicing up until the point where we saw the fucking game and played it, and it was a buggy mess, and you could glitch through the walls, and it was kind of funny that most of the glitches that existed in the original games did actually still fucking work, so you could glitch your way through half the fucking game. So the DS engine is what was running in the back end of this bullshit, and you can't tell me otherwise because of how many glitches happened. Then, the next year came around, and we were greeted with Legends Arceus, which is by far my favorite Pokemon game, and I did a Let's Play of it, and I have played through it now twice because of that Let's Play. That Let's Play making it to where I almost 100%ed the fucking game. Hallelujah to that. That game was really fun, had a lot of story. I talked and screamed a lot, my throat's hurt.
Yeah.
I've got water. It's okay.
You're good.
Game was really good, really fun. A lot of story, expanded upon the Sinnoh story and explained a lot about what happened in the past, with the Sinnoh battles that took place. That we didn't get to hear much about in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. We just got to hear about what happens now with them. Unless you read some of the books in Diamond and Pearl, which one of them was required in order to find out how to get this fucking Pokemon. Which was a little bit bullshit, but I didn't mind it as much because it was kind of funny.
Dumb.
Yeah, it was like, you had to have like a certain Pokemon in your party and run through a hoop, and then it would fucking evolve or some shit. But the game was fun, exploring was fun. I didn't give a fuck how it looked because the game ran okay, played fantastic. The boss battles were basically dodge and throw, which was fun as hell to play. And probably introduced a lot of people to going, how do I get more of this? And going, oh, there's Souls-likes. They go and play those.
Yeah.
Fuck. But I could praise Legends Arceus all day, but I did an entire Let's Play of doing that. Of fucking 60-something episodes, if I'm not mistaken. It was 60-something episodes.
I can check for you.
And that game was really fucking fun. But wait for you to find out how many there were.
You had
67? 72.
You had 85 total videos.
Jesus, that was all episodes
in the playlist. No, there was the trailer as well.
There shouldn't be in the playlist.
It is in the playlist.
Oh,
so you had a total of
that.
You had a total. Well, actually, no. A total of 85 episodes. The trailer is not in here. It just looks like it was.
Yeah, well, that's because the trailer logo has the same logo as the original.
Yeah. So 85 episodes.
Yeah. So 85 episodes of showing how much I love this game.
Yeah.
I was going to do the same for the game that started this, that I now may still consider.
Mm-hmm.
But after Legends, they took that. They decided let's run with it. So the thing about Legends Arceus is you're going around, you're catching Pokemon, you're fighting, everything is... You are in the battle, you are in the field doing everything. There is no cutscenes that leads into battles or anything like that. You start the battle right then and there. Kind of reminded me a lot of... This isn't perfectly accurate to it, but kind of reminded me on how they did some of it with Pokemon XD. Which is another one of my favorite Pokemon games, which is not even made by Game Freak.
That was the one where the logo was like the Dark Lugia, right?
Yeah.
Or the image? Yeah.
But so... Where the fuck was I? Oh, I was getting into, Shit Stain. So, after Legends Arceus, which I was explaining the catching mechanics, because you can catch stuff by just walking up and hitting them with a Pokeball.
Yeah.
So they decided, okay, well, people seem to like this, we'll keep doing this. So then we got one of the worst fucking Pokemon games I have ever played besides Sword and Shield. I haven't even completed this fucking game. I've tried on multiple occasions to sit down and beat it. Because I'm like, okay, it's a Pokemon game. I've got to like it eventually, right? It's got to get good. They tried so hard to make this game work. This game takes place in a giant open world where half of the fucking world there is nothing to do. It is a giant wasteland that has no business fucking existing at all. It is.
Did they plan to add extra content into those areas, or is that unknown?
There's DLC for Scarlet and Violet. It takes place on a fucking island.
So then what is the point?
So the world of Scarlet and Violet takes place on a giant fucking donut, of which there's a way to get down to the bottom of the donut hole, which is called Area Zero, which is where, if you're playing, I think it's Scarlet, you get prehistoric Pokemon. If you're playing Violet, you get future Pokemon. Where they'll be all mechanized and shit, and then they'll be the old forms of themselves before they evolved over time, if you're in one of them or the other. And they did have some things in this game that I do think was good. There's 3 storylines you can go down. You can either go the gym route, you can go the sandwich route, which is helping a guy cure his dog, or you can go down the enemy route, where you're taking down Team Star. Team Star is the main enemy of this game. They're actually just a bunch of bullies in a fucking high school. That's all they are.
Can I just point out how funny it is? And I made this connection in my head as you said it. But to call it the sandwich route reminded me so much of the Dirt Man. It's like, what do you mean there is an ending that requires you doing a quest for a Dirt Man?
That's the main ending of that game.
I know. It's great.
Well, no, so going down the routes. So you know what?
Yes,
I actually have to start back and tell you at the beginning of the game. You are given a sandwich by your mother. The
sandwich, because that's what started the god.
Yeah, that's what made me introduce you to the fact that mothers in Pokemon games are fucking hot. Except for this one. Fucking going, but then
she trash.
You go down after you get this sandwich onto the fucking beach, and you find the box legendary on the fucking beach. You pick up this bastard, and he becomes your riding mount throughout the entire game after you feed him a sandwich, because he decides he wants to be your friend. In order to upgrade...
I too would want to be the friend of a guy after he gives me a sandwich.
Me too.
On the side of a beach.
So, I said there was 3 routes you had to take, that you could take, in order to beat this game. It's partially a fucking lie. Because in order to traverse to get to certain areas, like certain gyms and certain cities and all this shit, you need to do some with the sandwich route, because the sandwich route is how you upgrade the box legendary to be able to do things like glide and climb and jump and do all double jumps and swim, and all this shit that realistically it should be able to do out the fucking tin, but I understand they need to make a reason for the sandwich route to make sense.
Yeah.
Even though they literally probably, for most of us, myself included, could have told me that I am just taking this guy who's kind of a dick and helping him cure his dog. Because that is the fucking point. Is you're going around and fighting these totem Pokemon, which are giant fucking Pokemon, and kicking their shit in order to get into a cave to get a herb that you put on a sandwich. That feeding this herb sandwich to a dog is helping it be able to stand back up and bark and walk and climb and do everything again. And then you feed half of that sandwich to your fucking dog, beast, whatever the fuck you want to call the box legendary. And it makes it to where it can climb and fly and jump and swim and what the fuck. And you're required to do this shit to get to most of the fucking other areas of the game, which, by the way, are still barren wastelands you walking across this shit. At least there's Pokemon everywhere, but you're walking city to city just like Sword and Shield, because there's nothing to fucking do in between the areas of it, so it still feels like point A to point B. You can take it in whichever pathway you want, but it still feels like point A to point B because there's nothing to fucking do in this empty fucking world. I couldn't play through the fucking game because every fucking area was a chore. The frame rate of this game dropped constantly to the single digits, especially if you choose to do the Team Star route, where suddenly you're fighting hordes of bullshit, and things are just constantly coming at you that end up breaking the fucking game. The frame rates are the biggest problem, except for the fact that half the fucking time the game just shuts itself off because even it doesn't want to play itself anymore.
So, I would like to interject, give you a moment to breathe, give you a moment to think, give you a moment to laugh.
I'm lightheaded.
I know, I can hear it. I'd like to interject by saying, I so badly wanted to make the joke when you were talking about the fucking sandwich that this was only something you could hear in Pokemon. And then I started really thinking about it. There's a lot of comparisons to be drawn in Bloodborne. And I don't know how to feel about it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you a Cliff Notes explanation of Bloodborne, and you're going to see where my brain was, like, making little connections, and I'm like, huh. So, to give you the base of the lore, right? You're in England. Guns are illegal. Knives are put in bins. Because, you know, stabby. And everybody's drinking all their problems away. Well, randomly, this church finds there's a giant Cthulhu monster in its basement. And what do they think to do? Other than, you know, kill it. We're gonna put a syringe in its body, pull out its blood, and then drink the blood. And what does that do? It gives everybody really good healing powers and makes them really strong. But what does it also do? Turns them into furries. So you know what they then decide to do? This one Confederate-looking Discord mod gets up out of his chair and decides, I'm gonna go kill these things, and gets all of his Discord buddies together. And they all go and fight these furries at night. And then he becomes crippled and makes a deal with God to put himself in a dream.
2 avocados for $10.
He then makes a deal with God to put himself in a dream with one of his students who he was training to become one of the people who hunts furries with him, that he also for some reason had a liking towards and made a giant doll version of them himself, and then proceeded to use the doll however he pleased, direct quote by the way. And then you come in. You're sick as hell. So what do? You go in, they give you the blood, you become a half furry. You gain all these abilities. But then they say, nah, you go to the dream. You meet Gehrman, the crippled man. The Discord mod, the Confederate. and he tells you, hey, go commit infanticide. And then you do it. And at the end of the game, if you did infanticide good enough, you can decide, do you want to fight Gehrman and then become crippled? Do you want to fight Gehrman and then become a slug? Or do you want Gehrman to chop your head off? But it all started when a bunch of drunk Brits went into the basement of a church, found Cthulhu, and then drank its blood. Which for some reason turned them into furries. Do you see why I started, like, really thinking about the sandwich?
Yeah.
And how it kind of isn't just a Pokemon thing.
Am I back to bitching now?
I don't know, are you?
Cool.
Did
So,
you enjoy my blood? Oh, God.
so yes, I did. Yes, I did. However, I just remembered this because we were bitching about a game that I was gonna talk about for this, but I didn't get to talk about it, and because the whole thing fucking turns out it was actually being pretty good, and I haven't had anything to bitch about yet in terms of playing it. In Scarlet and Violet, it is the first fucking game in Pokemon's history where you cannot walk inside of a fucking Pokemon Center or a fucking shop. You have to go outside of it and talk to the person outside of it, and they'll fucking do that shit for you. Or in the case of the shops in the fucking cities, you walk up to a door, the door opens, screen goes black, and a menu pops up and you buy shit.
Are you serious?
Yep.
That... I have a question.
I have an answer.
For God.
Why?
And episode end. No.
No, because I've
No. We still have plenty to talk about. Okay, so I do want to know, because this was the thing where I was like, you know what, save it. Tell me about the game that you're so far liking. Tell me about ZA. Talk to me about it. Level with me. What is it that when you went into it and you were like expecting to hate this game, why do you not?
So it was sitting beside me because I'm playing it after we get done recording this.
Oh, hi.
What the fuck? Oh, did I do the L thing?
I thought you did the L thing. Oh, it thinks the A is an L.
What the fuck is it doing?
I think it's looking at the A on ZA and thinking it's an L.
What the fuck? If I take it away, is it gonna zoom back out? No, it's face tracking! No, it's face tracking! What the fuck?
Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, put it back. Put it back.
Is it done?
Okay.
Is it good now?
Maybe it's
Oh,
done.
there it goes.
Nope.
Hold on. I'm gonna turn off auto framing.
Is it tracking the Totodile?
I think.
Or no, it's tracking the face in front of the Totodile.
I think so. No, it is zooming. It is zooming. I just turned off auto framing. Okay, so that's not gonna be in frame is what I'm seeing here. I've never seen it do that before. Actually, wait, I could just turn off the fucking zoom. If I do that, is it gonna do it now? Okay, good.
No. Oh.
What? All the gesture controls are off. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Okay. It might be done.
What are you doing? No, fuck it. That has sidetracked me off the fucking cliff. Okay, so
Tell me about the game.
let's start off with the things that you and I were bitching about yesterday. Looking at it, okay?
Yes. Yes.
There are issues with the game.
Mm-hmm.
They are way more pronounced if you're just staring at them than they are if you're playing the game. I will say that now. Having played the game, I am an hour into it right now. I played it for an hour and then went out for a drive.
Yeah.
The story seems okay. I haven't gotten very far in it. It does not slam it on you like it did for Legends Arceus. It is kind of just easing it onto you every now and then. The game takes place in the future of Lumiose City, from what I can tell. It does not take place in the past like it did for Sinnoh. It takes place in the future. And I'm guessing on this. I don't know if it actually takes place in the future or not. From what I can tell, it does. But actually, does it say on the fucking back? Hold on.
It might.
New adventures await and the bond with your no, it doesn't. What about the manual? Oh wait. Anyway, that's a bitch for another day. That the fact that I hate the fact that games don't come with manuals, even though they still have the fucking clips inside of them.
Yeah.
I mean, the Switch has them. Fucking. So one of the issues that people were having was looking at the game. People hated the starters. I disagreed with this. I like Chikorita. I like Totodile. I like Tepig. They're all fine. And they even added. This is kind of funny to me. In the scene where you go to pick your Pokemon, the way you start off with it is you've entered the city. A lady has walked up to you and wants you to record a video, just basically an ad for her hotel because she needs an ad for the hotel because the hotel is doing awful. And you go to record this and an ad plays on a screen, so she says, hold on, we'll record this after. And then you turn back around and a Pancham has stole your fucking bag and is running down the fucking street with it. So you go and chase this fucking Pancham down, only to find out it belongs to two trainers, who you then are put in a position where you need to battle it, but you don't have a Pokemon yet. So she says, hey, I have these three with me, which is Chikorita, Tepig, and Totodile. I don't know which one you would have ended up picking, but they did this, which was funny to me. During the scene where you pick your Pokemon, you're obviously given free will to roam around a little bit. Including walking back and trying to pick the fucking Pancham that just stole your fucking bag.
Seriously.
It lets you walk back to the Pancham and it tells you, hold on, this is a trainer's Pokemon, surely you don't want to take it.
That's funny. I think I've seen one interaction where I'm like, they've definitely had fun with this game.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen it, but I've seen a short of this.
I've only
where
seen
you
like
can,
that one and the picture of the girl's ass.
Yeah, so I've seen that too. God,
I've
Twitter is
seen
going crazy.
so
on that.
much of that.
Twitter is going crazy on that. But you can apparently go to the train station or something and try to leave to the airport again.
I haven't tried
and it'll
this.
ask you like 3 times. It'll be like, are you sure you want to do this? You're going to leave the city. Are you sure? Are you really sure? And then you can board the train. Screen will go to black. And then you'll be sitting on the bench saying, huh, I must have nodded off.
That's funny. That's good. Okay, I gotta try that. Because I'm right near the train station. I can do it.
Yeah, it is a thing. I saw that earlier today, and I was like, that's kind of funny. But
like,
again, I don't have an opinion on the game. And like you say, I think it is by like when you stare at things. That is where it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
Like when you're looking for a problem, you'll find a problem. But if you're just playing the game, you're not going to find them. And when you do, you'll find problems that are enjoyable.
Yeah. And here's here's the thing. Okay. So the issues that people are saying, people were thinking that the frame rate would be a problem. It's not. I played it in fucking handheld mode and it still runs smoothly, which is a surprise because Xenoblade 2 can't do that.
No, Xenoblade 2 runs at what, like 15 FPS in handheld?
It tries its best to run at 30. It just can't.
Just can't. It can in some areas, but if you go to like Gormont or something, no.
Yeah, the Switch 1 version of Legends EA runs at a solid 30. And I know people are like, it's not 60, it's a smooth 30. It doesn't judder, so it feels nice.
Yeah. 30 FPS games can be smooth. Like it's such a weird thing.
Their Kirby
like,
games are 30.
Like what's insane is I hear people, and I do complain about it sometimes, where I'll go back and I'll play Bloodborne and I'm like, oh, 30 FPS. It's not that 30 FPS is bad. 30 FPS can be jarring when you're swapping from, like me, a game that runs at like 180 to, oh, let me go play Bloodborne, which runs at 30. That
Yeah.
is jarring. But when you adjust to it and you play the game for 5-10 minutes, you're never going to notice that. You're never going to notice 30 FPS.
Yeah, what people need to realize is FPS is not an end all be all. It is how consistently it stays on that frame rate. Because you're not going to notice as much when the frame rate is stable, that it is going up and down and messing around and all this stuff. You're going to notice it whenever it's doing that up and down. You're going to notice it whenever all of a sudden there's slowdowns. You're going to notice all these problems. That's why we noticed in Pokemon X and Y and not Sword and Shield, Sun and Moon, whenever you were going around to different areas of the game played fine until you were in battles where it couldn't handle it, and it all of a sudden had problems of keeping frame rate, and that's when you noticed it.
Yeah.
But the frame rate's fine in the game. There is a little bit of the pop-in that people were showing. I haven't actually seen it yet. I'll be honest, I've been playing it for a bit, and I can still play the game fine. The pop-in's not as big of a problem from what I can tell. The flat textures for the walls are not as bad when you're actually playing the game.
Yeah.
And I understand why they did it. When you're at an area that fucking matters, the walls are not just textured plates. They have depth to them. The hotel that you enter is not a fucking wall. There are stairs up to it. There are pillars going up it. There's little parts that jut in and out of it. The things that do bother me is the fact that balconies are just a fucking painted piece of plastic, but you don't notice that unless you're looking for it, and it's been fine. It's the first Pokemon game I've ever seen with a fucking ladder in it. That surprised the hell out of me. Which is weird to me for me to say because I've been playing a lot of games, but it has a fucking ladder and it's weird. It does that in the beginning of the game to show you that we've brought ladders in. But
I've realized that there's no ladders in Pokemon, and now I'm like, whoa.
There is 0 ladders. There has not been a single ladder in a Pokemon game to my knowledge. Or if there was, there may have been one on like the DS games, but you just walk up it. You don't climb it. And like the game's been really charming with how it does with the Pokemon too. When you first get your Pokemon, your partner Pokemon, and you do your first battle with it, you give it a fist bump. But because of the fact that Chikorita, which is who I picked, doesn't have a fucking arm it can fist bump you with, it gives you a little headbutt into your fist. And it's really cute and charming, and I love it. And I'm like, wow, this is not what I expected to be going into, was me liking another Pokemon game again. Especially after I fucking hated Scarlet and Violet. I will never finish that game. Unless I'm forced to for a Let's Play or something.
I don't... No one's gonna make you Let's Play that.
I don't know what the fuck the next Let's Play is.
We still gotta figure that out, man. You gotta find... It's some indie. You gotta figure some indie.
I know. You do a Let's Play of a Tamagotchi.
It's just a Poky Do Too video.
That's basically what it is.
I said Poky To Do.
Poky To Do List.
Poky's To Do List.
That's a channel in it, and that's called Poky Tasks.
Oh.
Oh, big sad. Yeah.
Very sad.
I don't know what else more to bitch about.
I mean, there's not really anything to complain or anything about. The only other thing that I would have like gotten into would have been like talking about Silksong, but honestly, I think it's so funny making this just a long-winded Pokemon rant. Just to tie it all off with the one that everyone was expecting you to rant about, just for you to be like, yeah, no, it's good.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been an hour. I'm looking forward to getting off of this call. And you should be going to bed soon, looking at the time. Holy shit.
Yeah.
But I look forward to getting off of the call and getting to boot the game up. However, it is also late for me, so I may end up just crashing in the fucking bed.
Yeah, it'll just be... It's like, oh, I'm going to play the game a little bit before I go off to do things. Oh, okay, never mind. I gotta go. Bye.
Yeah.
That's going to be you tomorrow.
Yeah. But yeah. This was not lethargic. What's the term?
Cathartic.
Is that a term?
Yeah.
Okay. This was cathartic, I guess. This was relaxing. This was therapeutic. There we go.
Is cathartic? Hold on. What? I'm pretty sure that's right. Providing psychological relief through open expression of strong emotions.
Okay, yeah. This was cathartic, therapeutic. This was nice. It was calming.
Yeah.
I don't think I would be as upset with these games if I didn't have so much love for the games that came before.
Yeah.
And the games that came in the middle. And the games of now.
And Arceus.
Yeah, that's the game in the middle.
Now and Arceus.
Yeah, that's the game in the middle.
Well, I would have thought like Game Boy, DS, and then Arceus ZA, because everything else
I have played
bad.
Every Pokemon game except for Sun and Moon, Gold, Silver, or Crystal, Ultra Sun and Moon, and I have not finished Scarlet and Violet. I haven't played.
Although
Gold.
you have said for Sun and Moon, you've thought about it though, right?
Yeah, I've thought about it.
Yeah.
The only reason I haven't done Sun and Moon yet is because of the fact that like there's a lot that goes into starting that one, and I know if I do it, I'm gonna do the Ultra series, even though I think you're supposed to play Sun and Moon beforehand. But I've heard so many good things about the Ultra Sun and Moon, and I'm just like I want to play this one.
The only things that I know about it, literally the only thing, is that if you put, I think it's the Ultra games together side by side, you see Ultra Necrozma.
Yeah, Ultra Necrozma's in the middle of it, and it's great.
Yeah. That's the only thing I know about.
Only time they've ever done that with any game where you have the two box arts that you can put together.
Yeah.
Because every other time it's just box legendary on the cover.
Mm-hmm.
And Pokemon, and then the name. Oh yeah, thing that sucked. Even though I bitch about Scarlet and Violet and Sword and Shield, one of my favorite Pokemons is Alchemy, which was just introduced in Sword and Shield. It's a little ice cream Pokemon. It's super cute. I love it. It's literally just an ice cream, like an ice cream swirl with like strawberries on its head. I've actually got a build kit of one beside me that I wanted to do, and I still haven't done it. And
Poky Do Too?
And that could be a good Poky Do Too. And my favorite trainer is Iono, who is the electric gym trainer in Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah.
Just forever funny to me. Favorite trainer. Least favorite game. One of my favorite Pokemon. Yeah. Other least favorite game. What the fuck? Lizards.